start with chapter number first, that is resources. Those things that satisfy human needs are resources, and nature fulfill all our necessity of life. Like land, forest, soil, water, mineral, they are resources that is provided by us nature. इनको हम natural resources कहते हैं because they are found naturally. And so air, mineral and soil and water, they are the example of natural resource. ये क्या है आपके natural resource है, and the tools or the technology use them, and now with the technology developing at very fast rate, innovating methods are being used to tap natural resources and to stop wasting. So gift of nature are become a resource and the people in that region have sufficient knowledge and skills to use it for satisfy their needs. So to category of resources does not include only inanimate substances, vegetables and other animals also made by himself. Man is now as human resource but keeps in mind that no country can become richer only because of the greater human population. Human resources are being evaluated on the basis of physical and mental. हम mental और physical दोनों health के basis पे क्या कर रहे हैं, इनको देख रहे हैं. The more emphasis on education, technology and human labor will be more powerful, even with less population, right? So next is that in this way we can say that we convert natural resources into wealth by importing and exporting these goods. What we do, we earn money, and what we do, we lead a comfortable life. So time and technology are the two factors that change the substance into resource. A home remedy might have no economic value here before. जैसे चिंचोना है, that is obtained from almost they are free, but quinine tablet they are made from चिंचोना, they have economic value. आप देख रहे हैं चिंचोना हमें वैसे फ्री मिल रहा है, लेकिन जब आप उसकी टैबलेट खा रहे हैं तो उसकी एक इकोनॉमिक वैल्यू है, right? It is used directly as a fuel and after being processed as many kinds of chemicals, synthetic fiber, medicines are in use. So we can say applications of knowledge and skill is doing or making things in a technology. People themselves have most important resource because by developing human skills and other humans, they can be benefited and new resources can be developed. So energy in the fast flowing water is changed into hydroelectricity. A single thing that can be put to various uses, like pieces of stone picked up from the garden, they can be used as a tool to crush species. ठीक है, spices को आप कट करने के लिए इसका यूज करते हैं. Now types of resources, we have natural, human man-made resources and human resources. Natural resources like air, sunlight, water, rock, mineral, vegetables, animals are provided by nature, right? Resources that are drawn from nature, they are used without much modification. इसको हम natural resources कहते हैं. They are obtained free and can be used directly like air, sunshine and water. In such cases, the tools or technology they are required by the use of natural resources and methods. क्लासिफिकेशन करेंगे हम नेचुरल रिसोर्सेज की ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ कंटिन्यूड अवेलेबिलिटी से रिन्यूएबल एंड नॉन रिन्यूएबल. रिन्यूएबल रिसोर्सेज दे डू नॉट एग्जॉस्ट आफ्टर यूज, दे कंटिन्यू टू बी रिन्यूएबल. ठीक है, रिप्रोडक्शन है इनका फिजिकल, मैकेनिकल और केमिकल, लाइक सोलर एनर्जी, एयर एनर्जी, वाटर एनर्जी. वाइल्ड लाइफ दे ऑल कम्स अंडर व्हाट, रिन्यूएबल एंड इनएग्जॉस्टिबल. नॉन रिन्यूएबल एंड एग्जॉस्टिबल, दैट रिसोर्सेज दैट कैन नॉट बी एग्जॉस्टेड आफ्टर यूज. इसको आप रिन्यू भी नहीं कर सकते विद द लाइफ स्पैन. Now on the classification basis of origin, biotic and abiotic. Biotic जो होते हैं आपके living organisms से जो obtained होते हैं, right? We get food from the plant and products from animals. They include forest and their product, agriculture, crops, grasses as well as animals. What are abiotic or inorganic resources? We get some non-living. They are generally found in the earth crust like metal, जिसमें आपके gold, copper आ जाता है. They are extracted by the human. They are non-renewable. They are exhaustive and they are excessive in use. What happened? जो रेट ऑफ फॉर्मेशन होता है वो बहुत ज़्यादा स्लो होता है. ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ डेवलपमेंट अगर हम बात करें स्टेज ऑफ डेवलपमेंट, वी हैव पोटेंशियल एंड एक्चुअल. पोटेंशियल, दीज आर रिसोर्सेज विद एग्जिस्ट इन रीजन एंड कुड बी यूज्ड इन फ्यूचर. रिवर्स हैव पोटेंशियल टू प्रोड्यूस हाइड्रोइलेक्ट्रिक पावर. वी हैव भागड़ा नागरा डैम. Petroleum is likely to occur in certain sedimentary areas and until petroleum is drilled out, it's remain. Actual or developed resources which are used of already being utilized by the people. What we call it actual resources. Some actual resource कहते हैं, right? Next is river Satluj has been tapped. Power projects have been set up on it and electricity is being generated. ये क्या हो गया? It has become a developed resource. Next is classification on the basis of utility. We have agriculture resource. We have potential, pastoral, energy, mineral. First is agricultural resource. They are derived from agriculture and they provide us food, clothing and shelter. 70% of the Indian population, they are engaged in the agriculture. Pastoral क्या होता है? Resources we get from animals. जैसे आप domesticate कर रहे हो animals को milk के लिए, meat के लिए, skin के लिए, ठीक है? Auction drawn in the field. ये सब क्या आपका pastoral resources. Energy resources like coal, petroleum, natural gas. If we talk about mineral resources that we get from the crust after the process of mining, जैसे iron ore हो गया, copper हो गया, gold हो गया, coal हो गया. What are these? These all are iron mineral resources. Now classification on the basis of originality, like natural resources, we have rock, mineral, plant and animal. Man-made, then things which are made by men, जैसे aeroplane, cooler, bus, motorcycle. These are man-made resources. On the basis of distribution, if we talk about, resources can be localized or ambiguous. Those are found only at certain places वो localized होता है, जो resources आपको हर जगह देखने को मिलते हैं. They are ambiguous, right? They are not evenly distributed on the earth. Then we have man-made resources. So in many cases, जो gift of nature है, it can become a resource only if the people have sufficient knowledge, technology and skill to process and use it to satisfy their needs. So copper ore was not resource until people learned to extract copper from it. People use natural resources to make man-made resources, जैसे building हो गया, आपका roads हो गया, canals हो गए, bridges हो गए, machinery, factories and vehicles. Technology is also a man-made resource, a flawless natural character. जैसे culture, social institution, good government, they all function for satisfying individual and social. Now human resources, what are human resources? We have, when people have the ability of knowledge, technology and skill, they have physical material of nature into valuable resource. जैसे इसको हम human, जैसे education हो गया, health हो गया, किसमें help करता है? Making people a valuable resource. इससे क्या कर सकते हो? Quality of skills को improve कर सकते हो, right? Now conservation of resources. In fact, the population of the world is growing each year with more people demand for all kinds of resources. It is necessary to use resources carefully and with prudence, and they form support system. Indiscriminate and unscientific use will lead to depletion of resources. Later what happens? Generation will suffer from acute shortage of resources. Using natural resources carefully without wasting them is called conservation, and today we need to conserve them for the future generation. This comes sustainable development care, right? So we can say that what is sustainable development? If the people are enjoying higher standard of living, this comes economic development care. If people are developed and they consume more of consumer goods, they consume more resources, they exploit the resources fully with the latest technology. Use of resources on large scale and swiftly without thinking about the result has created their depletion. It is essential that human wants will need to planet's worth of natural resources. So we can say people are turning resources into waste as faster rate as the nature can turn these waste back into resources. Now sustainable development balance the need of use of resources and conserve them. Development is important, but it should not be in such that it meets the present need. Thus sustainable development refers to carefully utilizing resources so that besides meeting the requirement of the present, it also takes care of the future generation. So we have social economic development, which means development in which rate of exploitation of resources does not exceed that of the renewable resources. Now what is the principle of sustainable development? First of all, there needs of change our personal attitude and practice towards the environment. It shall be obtained by spreading awareness in the society that the survival depends upon the judicious use of resources. So minimize the depletion of natural resource, conserve the Earth's validity and diversity. So the principle है that is followed to acquire sustainable development of resource and conserve them for future. आपको क्या करना है? इसको future के लिए क्या करना है? Conserve करके रखना है, right? This is all in this chapter. Now let's move to the exercise. Now take the correct option. Which of the following resources is not affected by human being? That is sunshine. That is a renewable resource. इसमें से क्या है renewable resource? Wheat. Which one of the following does not make a substance a resource? क्या नहीं बनाता? That is quantity. Which one of the following is a human made resource? That is soil. Biotic resources are derived from, biotic जो होते हैं वो किससे derive करते हैं? Both living and non living. Now fill in the blanks. Exhaustible resources are also called non-renewable. Now usefulness of resources depends upon land and water are dash resource. Swelling of water can generate what? It generate electricity. इसे हम क्या कहते हैं? हाइड्रो इलेक्ट्रिसिटी. After the survey of resources, dash begins. Natural resources are the dash gift of nature. कैसा गिफ्ट है? फ्री. हम फ्रीली यूज करते हैं जैसे सनशाइन को. नाउ राइट C for true and F for false statement. Solar and wind energy are the ultimated, unlimited and not affected by human activity. It's true. Non-renewable resources have limited stock on the earth. It's true. Bridges is a resource. Animals are destroying resources to meet their needs. False. Human beings are. Coal is a renewable resource. False. Paper, glass, tin and iron cannot be recycled. False. इनको आप recycle कर सकते हैं. Now, match the following. Animal से हमें milk meat मिलता है. एग्रीकल्चर, फूड, क्लोथिंग, शेल्टर, माइनिंग, रॉक मिनरल्स. माइनिंग से हमें रॉक मिनरल्स या पेट्रोलियम और नेचुरल गैस भी मिल सकता है. माइनिंग से हमें पेट्रोलियम, अर्थ क्रस्ट पे हमें रॉक्स मिनरल मिलते हैं. रिन्यूएबल, जिसे हम रिन्यू कर सकते हैं. रिन्यूएबल रिसोर्सेज जिन्हें हम रिन्यू कर सकते हैं, दैट इज सोलर एनर्जी. Man-made, almirah, natural, copper, golden. Now answer the following question. Write a detailed note on conservation of resources and why are coal and petroleum non-renewable. ये आपको बताना. How can potential resource become actual resource? Right? What is human resource development? Why are human beings themselves important resource? Explain the term natural resources. What is resource and what makes a thing a resource? What is sustainable development and what are developed resources? Developed resources क्या होते हैं? Right? This is all in this chapter. Hope you understood. Now we will meet in the next class. That's all for today. Thank you.